Hello, I'm Sarah from the Stitchery Dorset, and I'm just going to show you a quick video of something which I've been making this week. I have been making these eggs to hang up at Easter using this charm pack, 10-inch stacker charm pack, layer cake from Ladybird, or called Ladybird, by Crystal Manning from Moda Fabrics. Lots of lovely spring-like fabrics in there, really pretty designs. And these are all from it. So I'll get on with it and just show you what I've done. Ever so easy to make, really effective once they're all done. Because it's such a bright fabric, I don't think you really need to add more decoration, but you can if you want to. You can add whatever you want to, more ribbon, anything else that you want to do. So you need 4 pieces cut. This is the pattern. This is available. It's not my pattern. It's from Martha Stewart, and she does a YouTube video of it online and gives you the pattern and everything as well. She makes them slightly differently than how I do, which is why I thought I'd share this video with you today. So I'll fold this over. So you've already got 2 layers. You need 4. As you can see, I've already cut one from this morning. Template down onto the fabric. Pin it in place. I haven't used any special paper. I've just used printer paper. Cut this out. It's really quick and simple. You can cut out multiples, print it out as many times as you like. It's a free pattern from Martha Stewart. So what you will notice is that the egg is more pointy at the top, as would be a normal egg, and more rounded at the bottom. So it's just worth bearing in mind as you don't want to get them mixed up. Move that out of the way. Okay, that's my pieces cut. That's the top, that's the bottom. So I keep it with the top up all the time on my sewing table. And I'm just going to sew 1/4 of an inch in around on one curve from top to bottom. Because you've cut them out in a stack, they do stay together, which is quite useful. I'll do the same with this one. It's a really nice quick little design. So because I want to hang mine up, I'll add a hanging ribbon, and this is just a 4mm wide piece of grosgrain ribbon. I'm just going to centre that over that seam, and I've just flattened the seam down as well, just to make it easier to sew over the layers. I will pin that in place. I don't want that moving whilst I'm sewing it. And I'll go over this 3 or 4 times, just so it's nice and secure. I can take the pin out now. Oops. And that's in place, like so. And then take your other one, again, pointy end up. This is a bit slightly more rounded at this end, so you know that's the top. And then again, open that out at the top seam. Match up your points is what I do to make sure it's nice and meeting in the middle evenly. And pin that on that side, and I'll go around to the other end. Going to catch that cord in so that it's not in my seam in a minute. Open these up at this end as well, and on the back. Just makes it sit nice and flat when it's done, and when you're stuffing it. Just gives a really nice finish on the bottom if you can keep those open. Okay, so we need a turning hole in a minute as well. So what I tend to do is I start my sewing about 1.5 inches down on this side of the egg, go all the way around and finish about here, and I use the side as my point where I sew it up by hand afterwards. I do try and keep that space down to the minimum because I don't like hand sewing that much. So around the top of the egg. I don't tend to need to have the pins down the sides. It kind of all holds itself together in the right shape. I just think this range is really perfect for this. There's the little cord poking out. I don't want to sew over that. Right, nearly round to the other side now, nearly round to where we started. So I'm just going to leave that space for turning now, which I want it to be about 1.5 inches. Okay, that's all sewn together. There's my turning hole. I just think these look really nice on like a white. They did the little trees in Hobbycraft a few years ago and they were quite reasonably priced. And I had other things hang on it last year. So this year I'm going to hang these eggs and maybe some little soft bunnies, which I have at the moment as well, to make my next project. Right, I'm just going to finger press inside there just to make sure that they're all nicely pressed out. Lovely bright colour. And then stuffing, I've got a little bit here. I stuff it quite firmly. And I just use a little bit to start with to go in both ends. Really fill it out firmly at the bottom and the top. It's all nicely matched in that seam at the bottom where it's all flat from matching up those seams, which is quite nice. And then it makes it a nicer shape if you can keep those seams open whilst you're sewing it up too. You don't want a wonky egg. I need to find a pattern for a lovely bee or something. I really want to make some bees to go on my tree as well. I think that would look lovely. Nice and spring-like. So I'm going to stuff that really firmly. So just a reminder again, so the pattern is not mine, the pattern is from Martha Stewart and it's on her YouTube channel. And I think I just looked up sewn Easter eggs, Martha Stewart, and it comes up with the pattern. It comes up with her YouTube video on how to make it. And she does them in all different sizes, but I just like the small ones and also with the hanging cord on them. Stuff that all in there nice and firmly. A bit more. They just look really effective. I think I think I've probably made about 20 of these now. I'll be giving away lots of them to my friends and family because I know they like to decorate as well a little bit at Easter. And then I shall put these on my, as I said, on my little tree. They'll look really effective. I think it's just because this range is so bright and cheerful and spring-like and summer-like. It's lovely. Especially as the clocks will be going forward again soon. Looking forward to that. Okay, I think that's pretty much nice and firmly stuffed. Just see. Oh, actually my cord was a bit wonky, wasn't it? Wasn't quite straight. That'll be okay. And then I just have to sew this up. So all I do is I just ladder stitch this together and then sew it up, give it a little bit of a squeeze around, and that's your egg finished. That's one that I did earlier on, all sewn up on the side. Oh, there's a bit of thread on there. Another one in the blues, or aqua, white, navy, another colour. There's some lovely prints in this. I've actually got lots more which I've made, which I just need to stuff and sew up later as well. So this is some of the other prints that are in that range. This is a lovely blue. that print again, but in the blue. That's a nice peachy pink one with the floral. This one I love, just the blue and the white. It's so pretty. They're all coming out really nicely. And I've also done I have gone a bit mad with these, haven't I? That's another blue one. That's that same blue one, but in a peachy design. Peachy pinky colour. They're just going to look so nice and cheerful on my little decorative tree. Oh, and this one I've done 2 different fabrics. I had 2 little bits left over. So I thought, well, I'll sew those 2 greens together and make a... I just need to sew stuff them and sew them. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for tuning in. And please do share if you make eggs as well. It would be lovely to see them. So share them on my Facebook at the Stitchery Dorset, or on Instagram at the Stitchery Dorset, or even by email. And if you don't mind us sharing your pictures, then we'll share your pictures next week in our newsletter. Okay, and also don't forget to join our competition. It's still running at the moment, and that is for the Laurie Holt Cute Cuts rulers. We have a pack of them here behind my sewing machine. These are fantastic rulers, and that is our giveaway for March, I think. So they are fantastic. Okay, thank you for tuning in. Speak to you again soon. Bye.